And we are live. So today's theme, let's jump right into it. By the way, I want to know where you all are hopping on from because I'm still in China. Last week during our live stream, I opened up right here in this room in Shenzhen, China. This is actually where I was born. I don't talk about this enough, but you guys might think that I was born in the States because I have good English, I think. But I was actually born in China, right here, Shenzhen, China. And then I moved to the States when I was 3. And I'm here to hang out with my parents, spend quality time with them. Actually, my all of my siblings flew with me from California to China so that we can do a big family summer get together. And it's been seriously so nice. And today in China is my birthday. I am 29. It's August 16th in China right now, but in the States it's a day before my birthday. And I just feel so grateful and excited to spend my 29th birthday with my team who's backstage and also with my favorite community in the world, the carnivore community, you guys. So, thank you so much for joining me and watching this live stream. My best tip regarding today's theme, which is a simple thing that you honestly kind of need to do before you even start a carnivore diet. Thank you guys for the birthday wishes. Love you. Is to clean out your kitchen. It is very difficult to eat clean, to abstain from foods that you grew up eating, that you love, that you have a relationship with, if they're still in your kitchen. And so this tip is frequently glossed over. We don't talk about it enough before anyone starts a carnivore diet. This is for all of you new carnivores or people ready to start. You need to clean out those cabinets, those drawers, the pantry, the back of that fridge, the bottom of that freezer, because I promise you, when you go carnivore, those cravings and those thoughts for that 3-year-old ice cream in the back of that freezer is going to creep up. Sugar withdrawals absolutely do happen, and they are stronger than ever when you for because you're not eating it for the first time in who knows how long. So I highly recommend to have that time to throw away all of the seed oils. Please throw away those seed oils. If you're going to throw anything away, please throw away all of the sugary foods, the old snacks, candy, chocolate, ice cream, just throw it away. If they're brand new, give it to your neighbor, donate it to Goodwill, but don't keep it in your kitchen because you'll get weak when you go carnivore and you go through those sugar withdrawals and cravings, and it's going to be hard. And we want you to stick to it effortlessly and easily. So let me bring on my first guest, Todd Bachnes at The Carnivore Cure. He is a big part of why I do these live streams, by the way, and I want to give him a shout out for inspiring me to do these live streams. Hi, Todd. Welcome.
Howdy, howdy. How are you guys? All right.
Great. So, firstly, can you just give a little history of how we started these live streams? Like, what exactly is so enjoyable and inspiring for you to do live streams literally every single week for a very long time?
Oh man, it's talking to the people. I can't make videos very good. I hate making videos to be honest with you and just talking to the camera. But talking to the people in the
Mm.
chat is just having a conversation and really building a community, which is, kind of my number one rule actually for what keeps me carnivore because I've thought about this quite a bit because this is 33 months carnivore for me and I'm not having any struggles anymore. And I did dieting for 26 years with no avail. They're
Yeah.
all a struggle, including ketovore was a struggle. And
Mm.
and then when I got to here and got into SBG and things, everything just got easy. I got the off switch that Lindy talks about, but also it just
Yeah.
became very routine. And I got a bunch of people that would hit me up on YouTube and on my Instagram and everything, and they'd ask for help because they're like, "Man, I'm just struggling staying carnivore." And I was having a hard time understanding because I thought that this was the closest thing to a miracle that I've ever felt was once I got past that first 6 weeks on carnivore. It's been easy. I
Mm.
haven't struggled at all. And so I started trying to backwards engineer it. And I remembered that the first thing that I'd kind of learned that got my head out of the calorie restrictive model was uh, Dr. Robert Lustig and Gary Taub talking about how the only way you can you can affect the behavior of 8 billion people to the amount that 74% become overweight or obese and 88% become metabolically diseased and have metabolic disease is to change the environment. He said that's exactly what they've done through through the diet system, through the medical system, through the big food and big pharma and all of it, that they completely changed our
Mm,
environment and what's going on out there. And I realized
right.
that, unbeknownst to me, I accidentally chose a different environment by being in SBG and taking up all my time
Mm,
doing these live streams and doing Zoom calls and SBG and everything. It took my head out of the other environment. I think one of the biggest things that people don't realize is we are kind of blessed. We're stuck in this environment, but in this day and age, being able to order whatever food that you want, you don't have to get it from the grocery store. You can order it from Billy Doe Meats or wherever to get
mhm,
clean meat and have it shipped to you. And we don't have to put our head in that system anymore. You can go to, places like SBG where there's hundreds of carnivores that you kind of build your own environment just by what you put time in. And I think that's been the biggest role for me that made the difference, because I just don't struggle, and it's because I don't get tested by the old environment anymore. This is my environment now, and it's you kind of become a product of the environment that you're in.
I'm so curious, has surrounding yourself online, at least with the right environment, which you said is the Steak and Butter Gang, has that affected or impacted the way that you are as a carnivore in real life with non-carnivores?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, biggest thing is, and I think this is something that all people have, but the biggest thing is, one, it gives you people, after you've done it for a while, it gives you people to help. So it changes your mind, and so you become accountable. Not just you become accountable to more than just yourself, because people start walking in your footsteps, and these are real serious.
Mm,
I came to carnivore because I was dying, and there's so many
mhm,
people, because I tried all the medical things first. I tried all the standard American diet medical system nonsense, and it was killing me. And so a lot of people that come here are in pretty dire straits and need real help. They're kind of at the end of the rope. And when you've been there, when you've come back from there, and when you're around those people and you're trying to help them, it really does keep you accountable, because you're really wanting to kind of hold the line and be, just help people find the way out and show them that you don't have to fall on this, that it can be done. And so,
mhm.
yeah, it's made a huge difference, how I think and how I talk to people, and how I look at, the standard sad diet in the medical system now, because it's just so corrupt.
I love that so much. So if someone were watching this live stream right now and they're on the edge of sharing their story online themselves, right? Because you were dying, you experienced the miracle of healing with a carnivore diet yourself, and then you felt compelled to share your story online. That's that's a very scary thing to do, and most people would never do it. But if someone was thinking about it, what are your words to them? Like, what words of encouragement do you have?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I would say you just have to do it. One, it'll set you free. I mean, it'll really will, because it'll just set you free from being so hard on yourself, because the reality of it is, it'll put you in a community where there's a lot of people like you. I mean, all the different body dysmorphia and just beating ourselves up, because we all get stuck in that. And that's what the standard American diet and the medical system and the calorie restrictive model does to us. It
Mm,
says, you're broken, you're abnormal, and you just need to control yourself. And because you can't, we're going to send you to dietitians, psychologists, and we're going to figure out
mhm,
why you're broken and abnormal. But it's all nonsense, because 74% of us are overweight, 88% of us are metabolically sick and addicted to the products that they spend $12 billion a year to make addictive. And so it's not we are I mean, it's completely normal to be addicted to those things. And so once you start realizing that and get in the community and get your story out there, and then start helping people, the best way to get, I think, to really stay accountable and to kind of get over beating yourself up is to help other people, because when you're trying to help somebody, you can't do that when you're beating yourself up, you know, like
exactly.
you gotta be good to yourself, and you gotta just understand that this is not, we're not broken. We've been duped, and we just got to get out of this hole. And we got to show other people and help pull them out of there, because the system's not going to do it for us. Doctors are not going to do it for us.
Beautifully said. I just love hearing you talk about all of these topics that are difficult to talk about and just be very brutally honest about, because it ruffles a lot of people's feathers. But you always say it the way it is. So thank you, Todd, for that. Let me just put up what Todd was expressing. His environment is that the SBG, which stands for the Steak and Butter Gang. And we have challenges every single month. Initially, they were cute little 30-day challenges. We decided as a team to lengthen them to 90 days long because we are starting to see that it's not just 30 days of commitment that really brings you the full benefit and effect. You would say it's 90, right, Todd? 90 and above.
Oh, for sure. For sure. And I mean, honestly, that's what I'm saying. You got to change your environment. And, there's a whole, there's a whole debate, right, on this whole lifestyle. And a
Yeah.
lot of what I hear is people are like, all right, so if people come into it with a temporary mindset, but what you're going to find is you get free from addiction, you get free from
Yes.
feeling low energy and brain fog, and just having, just no energy, not sleeping. You don't want to go back to that. In fact, your body starts to heal, your immune system starts to heal, and when you go back, your body takes it way worse when you go back to those foods. And like I said, if you want to stay consistent, I find that community is the thing that's made, done that for me. And I don't get paid to be here. I donate all my time, and I'm not selling anything. I just am telling people it's the only thing that is absolutely set me free from the food addiction and kept me accountable, as having a whole group of people that you can come see, hundreds of people that are just like you, healing every day, that are completely debunking the cholesterol myth and the heart disease myth and the red meat myth and all the nonsense and the calorie restrictive bull crap. You come and you get
Yeah.
around a bunch of like-minded people that are healing every day, and you can watch them completely change. There's not a pill on the
Yes.
in that you've ever taken that's done that, and you can watch it happen with this diet in this community all day long. It's impressive.
That is my favorite thing about showing up to this community in the Zoom calls, even just going to the forums. And I got to see this with Todd himself, with Lindy, who's backstage. I mean, people are not just losing a lot of weight, but they are healing diseases. They are even curing cancer. Okay. So it's pretty incredible what's happening with just staying carnivore and surrounding yourself with the right online community. So it's $30 a month for anyone who will inevitably ask how much it costs. Okay. $30 per month. And then if you want to complete the full 90 days, 30 times three, $90. $90 to just reverse whatever it is that you want to reverse and surround yourself with a team that supports you, I feel like is pretty incredible. So the URL is on the website or on the screen right now, and it's also linked down below. Just wanted to put it up real quick. And now we can transition into answering your questions. We've got a lot already saved up, ready to go. But let me just go through how you can submit your questions. Why don't you explain, Todd?
Yeah,
How does one
absolutely.
submit?
Yep, go ahead and put 3 capital Q's in front of your questions and just put it right here in the chat, and we will get to them in order. We'll try to do kind of a rapid fire round on all of the standard questions in the chat. But then super chats do cut the line, of course, and we have to give those priority. Everybody understands that. But so we will give the super chats priority. But yeah, just make sure you get your questions in with a Q to help us catch them, and we'll get to as many as possible. So.
Amazing. And let me just bring on my amazing team on the stage. Let's all,
Happy
there we
birthday,
go. Lindy.
Bella. Oh my
Happy
gosh.
birthday, Bella.
Aw,
Birthday.
Happy birthday.
thank
You
you.
realize we're
I
the
love
16th
you
already?
guys. You're
So
so
awesome.
sweet. Thank you
We should
so much.
sing
I
for
feel
on live YouTube.
no, I request that you sing in Chinese. Go
Oh
ahead.
gosh. Good luck with that one. Yeah. Don't have a
I'm
clue.
very happy to spend the top of my day with you guys. So let's jump into the questions. This one is from my Willie. Welcome, welcome, and thank you so much for the sticker. Help! I just got my numbers. My total cholesterol is 214. Okay, okay. Triglycerides 359. HDL is 32, and my LDL is 119. I'm also type 2 on Jardiance and Glimepiride and Metformin. Now, what this comment, I just want to comment here, is missing is, are you carnivore? How long have you been carnivore, Willie? Please share the details. Otherwise, we cannot give you a complete answer. We can simply just give our thoughts on your numbers, but we need more backstory here. Don't worry, I'll circle back to you, okay? just please share with us, are you carnivore right now? How long have you been carnivore, please? Okay. Otherwise, we can't do this justice. Jack, 5 days carnivore and sober from beer. I drink every day. Let's give a round of applause to that. That's a huge achievement. I have lost 12 pounds in 5 days. Oh, amazing. From 268 to 256 pounds. I'm 6 feet tall and I'm 45 years young. I feel good. Anyhow, why does my urine look bubbly? It looks yellow and smells funky. Thank you. Who wants to start with this? Todd?
Yeah, I'll do that one.
Ketones. It's just ketone pee. That's all it is. And wait till next. Pretty soon you're gonna have ketone breath, which makes the pee not seem so bad. So,
Yes.
Definitely
Raymond,
could
go
be
ahead.
detox too.
Yeah.
Detox
You'll
for
notice-
sure.
Detox, exactly. You'll notice that it's mostly at night where most of it's going to come out too, which is really annoying. Kind of wakes you up from sleep and stuff like that. But boy, that is a thing. The more poison that you've had in your body all your years, this is where it's coming out. So be happy that it is coming out. And like Todd said, it'll
Right.
soon come out your breath too. But eventually, those goes away once you've actually cleared enough poison out of your body.
Yeah. You're just a bit soft, Raymond.
Oh, I am?
Just so
Okay.
your audio.
Thank you. Yeah,
I don't think you're
Check.
actually plugged in with your microphone. No worries.
I might not
But
be. Hang on.
what you said, Coach Alyssa, really makes sense to me, and that's kind of how I went through my first few months of like weirdness. I was having diarrhea. My skin was getting worse before it got better. I definitely had the foamy, strange looking urine as well. And I just told myself, this is detox. I mean, come on. I've been eating poison for 6 years on a vegan diet filled with oxalates. What do you expect your body to do? Suddenly just overnight be miraculously cured? You know, that's just impossible. And so detox for me makes a lot of sense. And Jack, another thing that I thought of when I read your comment is look into Sally Norton. Just do a YouTube search or Google search Sally Norton, foamy urine, cloudy urine, oxalate dumping, because that could also be a big thing. When you see big dramatic changes to your urine, when it looks really cloudy, especially, she always says this, that's a sure sign it's oxalate dumping as well. Todd, do you want to give a little summary of how oxalate dumping affected your carnivore journey and how you resolved it?
yeah, for sure. The first 2 oxalate dumps were pretty small. They're just some goop coming out of my eyes, some fluid running out of my ears, some breakout on the back of my legs and little things. But the third oxalate dump, that was a doozy. That one caused kidney stones, 3 kidney stones to break up. And I passed those, and then it turned into a fourth really big one, and it turned into knee swelling, and it started hopping around in the joints. And luckily, Coach Alyssa's like, why don't you try some green tea, for crying out loud, see if it stops. And I didn't know that was the oxalate formula, but it was. And so just had a little bit of green tea, and it confirmed that it was oxalate dumping, because it'll slow down the dumping, and you'll get relief from it. And then so after that, I had to start doing the Sally K. Norton protocol and doing some egg calcium and some citrus, citric acid to start binding it and pulling it out. And lo and behold, I think that actually worked, because since I've been doing that, which my last kidney stone that lasted 11 days to pass and was absolutely brutal, was the was the motivation I needed to start doing the calcium and the citrus. And I actually think that worked. It helped pull it out, because I did have some weird pees after that, but for a lot of different reasons, probably the kidney stone too. But yeah, so that really did help quite a bit, was that through that protocol of oxalate dumping. So you got to take those serious for sure.
Thanks for sharing. Let's keep going.
All right,
Did we get an update from Willie? Yeah, good. Very good. So Willie says 6 whole months strict carnivore, and so those are his numbers, team. So thank you. 6 months strict carnivore with those numbers. What do you think, Coach Alyssa?
I mean, I am not a blood work specialist, but I would say that looks not so great. I would like to say, like, maybe you could just fine tune it. How strict are you being? Are you kind of dipping in and out? Like, of carbs sometimes? Are you having a lot of dairy? Also, were you fasting before your blood work? Did you exercise before your blood work? All these things can kind of play a role in it.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's
What do you
true.
guys think?
Do you, do you know if those 3 medications on screen there could also affect your blood work, team?
I'm not familiar with Jardiance
Yeah.
or glimepiride.
So
Hmm.
metformin should lower the blood sugar, so for sure. But we don't even have an A1C on here, so we don't have an idea. Jardiance, I thought that was blood sugar too. So I don't know what glimepiride is. But as far as your numbers, yeah, not good. The triglycerides really worrying at 359. Your HDL being so low is at 32. I'm surprised you're 6-month carnivore because your LDL is also very low. But again, do you have base markers from your day one so we can compare? So just throwing out, hey, this is my numbers, 6 months carnivore doesn't really say much. Where has it moved? And honestly, early on for me, my blood work actually got worse before it got better. And I couldn't understand this until I did a search online. And I realized somebody said, hey, what do you think's happening when fat loosens up and goes into your bloodstream? It's going to make your blood work look worse. And I thought about it. I was like, you know what? There could be some validity in this. Now, I don't know if there is or not, but that's what I went by.
Hold on.
Then, yes.
Ryan brings up a good point. I was wondering this too.
Oh, okay. The
Oh,
typo.
there
It
might be a
must be a
typo.
type. That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
if you add up
huge,
those
yeah.
numbers, that's how
Yeah.
you have the total cholesterol number anyways. There's no way you can have a 214 with a 359 triglyceride. So let's just Willie, do you want to confirm? Is that a typo? Mhm. Yeah.
Can I pop in here a minute and just say something about
Go
the
ahead, Laura.
triglycerides? When I was about
Please.
6 months in, I think, or maybe between 6 and 9 months, I had to have blood work done. And I had a triglyceride reading like that. And I think my triglycerides now are 69, 3.5 years in. So yeah. And one of the things I found out through listening to somebody else, I was drinking, I was making coffee then with a French press. And yeah, Lissa's heard this too then, with the French press, and it doesn't filter out all those grounds that are in there. That jacks your triglycerides like crazy. And I had been drinking that in that way for probably a good year. And once I stopped doing that and went back to filtering my coffee, my triglycerides immediately dropped. And like I said, I think they're like 69 now. No, less than that even. So
I have never heard of that. Hold on. So the grinds, coffee grounds?
Yes, having that very fine, because when you use a French press, if you pour your coffee in and you drink, you always have this sludge at the bottom. It's very fine, very powdery, but it's there. And I think Ken Berry actually had something on it. And one other of the, I don't know if it was Dr. Berg or one of the other ones that does a lot of these testing of all these different things. They talked about how that will raise your triglycerides crazy. And I know, I don't know how much you have, because yours is like 17 or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just not great
Go
to
ahead,
have it
Alyssa.
from a French press all the time.
Sorry, Alyssa, say that again, because you kind of cut out.
Oh, it's not good to have your coffee from a French press all the time, like daily for years on end. It can kind of really take a toll. I think it's like the diterpenes or something like that in it that cause your LDL to go way up, and it just builds up in your system too in a lot of ways. So yeah, it's a shame because it's so delicious.
And I think my triglycerides were like 308 when I had that blood work that time, because that's when Coach Steven was still working with SBG, and I messaged him and I'm like, what the heck is going on here?
Yeah.
And he didn't know about the coffee thing, but I heard that about a year later, or maybe, somewhere in that range. And boy, let me tell you, as soon as I got rid of that French press, I have 3 of them in my cabinets. They have to go find new homes. The triglycerides went right down.
Thank you for sharing that. So recap is this. Willie, if you're still watching, although your numbers are not ideal right now, don't panic, because in the large picture, you're only 6 months in. You're a baby carnivore.
Right.
And 6 months may be recommended to do your first lab work, but your lab work doesn't really start settling and showing exactly how it's doing until maybe a year or more. Yeah, 1 year in. And just hearing the team share their experiences, how their lab work got worse before it got better. I hope that makes you feel better. Don't freak out. I do want to share though, Willie, the fact that you're on 3 medications. I do recommend that you learn from the doctors that we invite, specifically Dr. Phil, who is part of the team. He helps out a lot in the meetings in the gang. And okay, good. Yeah, that's a really good result. But working with doctors and experts who actually teach about this topic day in, day out, they literally work with patients, they know the trends, they know why these things happen, and they can give you an explanation is very eye-opening, and it gives you confidence to keep going. So I do recommend you come into the gang for even just a month, just to learn everything you need to learn, troubleshoot. It's really worth your time if you guys have issues like this, okay? And let me just read this out loud because it's so awesome. We have a member here, 56 years old, joined SBG in June, down 15 pounds. Thank you to Coach Raymond. I'm finally reversing insulin resistance and losing weight that I've been stuck with for 2 years. Look at that. Bravo. Congrats, Adam. Very happy you're in the gang. Please let me know if you're in the gang already. I want to see how many of you guys are here in our live stream. Thank you so much. Okay, let's keep going. Lots of questions. Moni, welcome. How do you cook your ground meat? Is it okay if I like it well done? I'll take this. I cook it well done, actually, because I think I've interviewed enough people to be kind of like careful with ground meat these days. I've heard some stuff, I've heard some stories, and I've talked to actual people who work in the meat industry who are ranchers and farmers. You just never know with ground meat. So I would cook it well done myself, unless it's from a quality source like Billy Doe Meats, which we love here, like Dry Lakes Ranch, which we absolutely adore here. It's all linked down below.
Or
if you
grind
guys want good, or grind your own. Yes,
yeah, just
get a good hunk of meat and grind it.
Yeah,
exactly. Where did you get your grinder?
I just got it on Amazon. It's just one of those. What is it? Man, I can't remember that company, like HCL or something. It's a very popular brand of grinder. They're real. For $100, you can't beat it because you'll save. As soon as you grind 100 pounds of meat, you've paid for it. Yeah,
exactly. So. Great tip. Hi, Ingrid. Are sugar-free mints okay to ease the transition off sugar, Raymond?
Sugar-free mints has its own style of problems because these are chemically made to taste. I would rather if you really went off of that, anything that requires that taste in your mouth all day long. So if you're having mints, but actually, I would almost rather, instead of the sugar-free mint, because if you say that you just have to have something, I get it. You're better off doing actually the sugared mints. I know that sounds strange because it's less poison. Okay. So do that, but make sure you kind of have very little as it takes to keep you carnivore. That's the way to think about it.
Love it. Love it. Let's keep going. Great questions, guys. Keep them coming. So this is from TD. I'm about 5 weeks in and down 19 pounds. Congrats. My question, do I need to start eating off of a piece of what?
Yes. You're a real carnivore.
It's so freeing.
That's right. There's nothing
less
like
dishes. It's amazing.
That's right.
I'm
Raise
telling you, it tastes better.
Raise your hand if you eat off of a cutting board. I want to see how many of you guys.
Love it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. Wait, Alyssa, why don't you eat off of a cutting board?
I mean, half the time I don't eat off of anything. I just grab my lamb chops out of the air fryer and eat them because they have the little T-bone in it, like who needs a plate?
Even better,
Mhm.
Alyssa. I
Oh
love
my
it.
gosh.
One
No.
upping us. Wait,
Yeah.
I love eating out of the pot or the pan that I cooked it in. You want to know, like, no washing dishes, just eat out of the actual cookware.
True,
But
right?
but the cutting board, yeah, I think it's a whole carnivore trend, and it definitely looks really cool. I love it.
I do it because I have really sharp knives, and I found out really quickly the cutting meat on
Damage.
porcelain, yeah, it just
Yeah,
hurts my knives, and so I love the wood. But I haven't used a fork in about 2 years, so
because you
Heck
use your
yeah.
hands.
I just cut the slice of meat and I just eat them with my
Yeah, just put
fingers.
it in. There you go.
I'm like, who's
Fine.
using a
Oh,
fork?
True
yes.
mountain man there.
Oh my gosh, this is so cute. Linda still eats off of her
Oh.
SBG meetup board from
Yay,
Montana.
Linda.
Our
would do that.
VIP diners got to have their own SBG cutting board. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Let me actually talk about our meetup since we're on the topic. Ooh, July 4th to 5th, 2026 is our next one. Why? Because when we celebrated America's birthday this year, it was such a great time. Like, just something was in the air. Happiness, joy, celebration, the willingness to just connect. It was a perfect day for our carnivore meetup. So we're doing it again, right, Todd? And what are you excited about?
Absolutely. Well, we're gonna do it. We did pretty good this year, but we've learned from a few things that we're gonna change and make a little bit bigger and better. We're gonna have a little bit more time, but mainly just spending time with the community. It was really fun. We hit the mark on the food this year, and so we had awesome food. It's just really fun to hang out. What I love about the SBG meetup is it's not so based around just like a conference or like a conference style or whatever. It's a community gathering.
Yeah,
It's
right.
absolutely, and that's what I like way more about it, because ultimately we can all hear information on YouTube all day long, and that's fun. But what's really fun is just to hang out, get to know everybody, and build the community and have that environment, especially for people locally to meet up that are carnivore. It's really awesome.
It's so much fun. Like, I still think about those 2 days all the time, just randomly living my life, thinking about memories. It's so good because my favorite thing was we allowed lots of dogs. Like, everyone is welcome, right? And so to see carnivores in the wild connecting with their dogs, with their babies, with their kids, with their families, wives and husbands, it was so awesome, and I could cry just thinking about it. It was so much fun. And I wanna meet you guys in person. All of these guest speakers who are coming, they love meeting you guys, hearing your stories, giving you guys hugs in person, because I just know so many of you have healed and changed your lives because of these people on screen. I have all of these people to thank because I am healed and I am happy and healthy. So it's a great day, a weekend to just say your thank yous, make friends, connect, and make great memories. So it's linked down below, guys, if you want that clickable link to check it out. Okay. Yay. Let's go back into the comments. All right. Baby shy. Anyone with Hashimoto's and doing carnivore? Anyone here? Hashimoto's.
Lots of members in
Yeah.
SBG.
Lots of
Um,
members.
Stay away
Absolutely.
from
Yeah.
dairy for sure, and even seasonings can be a trigger. So I would say avoid things like garlic and pepper, high oxalate foods, and yeah, just stay away from that dairy.
Amazing. Okay, let's keep going.
Oh,
Oh, sorry.
sorry.
I'll let
Go
you
on.
handle it,
No
Todd. Thanks.
worries.
Steph. Does the diarrhea go away after a month? Ooh, raise your hand, team, if you had diarrhea when you first went carnivore. Okay, so let's have the people who actually suffered with diarrhea speak. So how long did it last for you, Raymond?
9 months, but really I didn't know what I knew now, so
Very
I
long.
kind of know how to mitigate it. Can you hear me? Sorry.
Very well. Yeah, well, it's actually kind
Okay.
of soft, but we heard you. 9
Soft
months
still?
is very
All right.
long.
Yeah.
It's kind of
9 months.
hollow.
Yeah.
Hollow.
Hollow.
I've
Yeah.
tried 3 different mics, but anyways.
No worries. This is good enough.
I'll be more
Alyssa, how
quiet.
about you?
Cool.
Yeah, it lasted for about maybe 3.5, 4 months until I switched to Lion Diet, and then it stopped.
Okay, nice. Todd?
Yeah, I think only about a month or 6 weeks, really. But uh, really, I think I had some cheese right about then. But once I got off the cheese and I got really strict and really was just eating red meat,
Mm.
and bacon. I was eating red meat, bacon, and eggs. It really just took care of itself, and I never had a problem with it again. And the little bit that would come and go definitely went away after I did the priming and got into fasting. Then I actually went the other way, and I had to start eating more fat because that was
Mm.
the other issue. But yeah.
Yeah, for me, it lasted like 3 to 4 months of very loose stools. And it like what matters is what were you eating before going carnivore. If you were vegan, expect diarrhea, because your body needs to learn how to absorb and digest that much fat for the first time in a long time. And just troubleshooting tips for anyone who has diarrhea: lay off the cooked fats, lay off the melted rendered fats. Instead, eat cold, refrigerated, or even frozen fats. And if you have constipation, up the fats. You'll go immediately. Really up the fats, though. Yeah. How do you deal with meat fatigue? Let's give this to Melanie. What are your tips if you do have meat fatigue?
Coach Raymond's advice: take a nap, take advantage of it.
Oh.
You know?
I think you're thinking of a different fatigue. I think she's when she's tired of eating meat.
Palate.
Oh, when she's
Yeah.
tired of eating meat. I'm sorry. Yeah, I did misunderstand that. Sorry. Yeah, just switch to something else. If she likes seafood or chicken, eat the fattier chicken. Just you can still eat eggs. There's other carnivore foods out there. There's sardines. Some people will eat. Of course, there's lamb. You can ask Alyssa about the lamb. But I get it. I kind of had that too a little bit in the beginning. But I also make like things like carnivore pancakes that. With 4 eggs, cream cheese, with a little bit of baking powder or whatever. And Bella has a great recipe also for the pancakes, bacon. So bacon was a good thing for me because it got me off of the meat sometimes when I wanted something different. And then I would make it along with the pancakes. And then I was good to go.
Amazing. Great
Bella?
tips. Thank you so much. Yes.
Yeah. So I want to say there was a member on the NSV tonight and was praising about all the variety of foods that you make on your videos. That's what really helped her get better into the meat fatigue and able to actually get her fats properly in. So I want to say, guys, for meat fatigue, watch Bella's videos. It's just a lack of imagination sometimes.
Oh, thanks for sharing that. That always makes me so happy to hear that you guys enjoy the Bella's Cafe recipes. It's linked. It's also in the description box, and I will be adding to that playlist for the end of time because I feel like when I have kids with my husband, steak and butter guy, I feel like I'm going to want to cook them like everything and anything that they want that maybe their friends at school are eating, but I will healthify it. Like I will carnivorize it and make it from scratch, And yeah, thank you, Alyssa. I find it just so fun and rewarding to just literally just to see the look on my husband's face when he eats it and he realizes just how good it can taste even when you make it at home and make it super healthy. You don't have to eat the junk, the actual poisonous stuff to enjoy food. And that applies to all the dishes you grew up with. So check out my playlist and enjoy. Okay, Janet, welcome. I'm not there yet, but how do you do maintenance on carnivore? So does she mean maintenance regarding weight loss?
I think so.
Okay. Todd, do you have tips?
Yeah, if you do priming and your body heals, your body's going to do it itself. Your body's going to signal itself. You're not going to have to worry about it. I mean, the idea that we think that we have to go on diets, calorie restrict, and then worry about things like maintenance is actually just because we're messing with our own metabolism. We're messing with our own metabolic health because we've screwed it up with the diet, the whole purpose. And this is why we don't focus on any calorie restricting or any of that nonsense, and why Raymond built the protocol for priming and fasting is because we're healing our body's hormones and natural signaling, so that we don't have to sit here and play this game of manipulation with our body and our metabolism, that we can just eat intuitively and listen to our body. So if you're doing carnivore right, you never have to worry about maintenance, in my opinion.
I love that.
Absolutely.
Well said. Yes. Okay, we did this one. Gabrielle, I don't like the taste of wild salmon, but I do like farmed salmon. Can I still eat farmed salmon if it's high quality? Farm salmon and high quality, I don't know if they go together.
No. Maybe
I
it's
just
a
don't know.
different type of fish. There's a lot of great white fish out there too that maybe they might like to try.
For sure, for sure. Have you tried sardines? Have you tried cod liver? Those are two extremely nutrient dense seafood options that you could maybe enjoy. And Laura, you want to add?
If you can find steelhead trout, hands down, it's 1,000 times better than salmon. Even I like the taste of wild caught salmon, but I like steelhead trout even better. So
great.
Look, if
Raymond?
that's all you can afford, I just want to say, if that's all you can afford,
That's true.
also, so look, any piece of salmon is going to be way better than any piece of bread or any piece of, carbohydrate out there. So look at it that way. I've seen people who's healed very well, and including me, on eating farmed. I've had farmed salmon before. I've had grain-fed cows. So there's nothing wrong with that if that's all you can afford to. I just want to remind people that.
Amazing. Well said. Nav, oh, good to see you. Welcome back. Hello, everyone. What carnivore foods can I make with an Instant Pot? I recently got one to make broth in. Oh, congrats. That's such a just wonderful carnivore tool. I have one too. I personally love making easy peasy soups and broths. I think that's the best use of this tool. Throw in whatever bony meats. I like chicken wings. I like oxtail. I combine those frequently. Fill it up with some water, your favorite seasonings, and you will have some really jiggly bone broth there. Alyssa, what do you make?
I actually just used it today to make my daughter a chuck roast in there. I mean, you want a fall apart chuck roast. You can do it on the fast mode or use the slow cooker mode on there. So either way,
True.
you can't mess it up.
Great one. Great one. Who else likes using the Instant Pot?
I do chuck roast in it as well, and pulled pork too. If you buy a pork shoulder or pork butt, throw it in there with some seasoning, and it makes amazing pulled pork.
Totally. I think the Instant Pot, the beauty of it is it can make any tough meat, any maybe difficult to work with meat, workable and delicious. So
Beef ribs
it's a
too.
great hack.
The
Beef ribs.
Yeah, the beef ribs, the chunky ones.
Big ones.
Short
Flanky
ribs.
ribs I do
Short
on the grill or
Short
in the oven, but the short ribs, yeah.
I love it. And anyone who's watching this live stream, share it in the chat and comments, please. Thank you. We can all learn. Okay. Michael, welcome. How to keep insulin/glucose levels low while priming. Raymond, any tips?
Yeah, that's a great one. So if you're really insistent, first of all, I really wish that people just put away the glucose meter at first, because it's going to freak them out.
Yes, exactly.
If you want to keep it low while priming, there is an option of a gentle prime that could actually help you. And that means eating to satiation every couple hours, an hour after waking. And you're just doing that all throughout the day. Now, a lot of people are thinking, well, that's actually going to raise my glucose. Well, it's going to be a little bit better than actually eating till comfortably stuffed 3 meals a day. So if you're looking at little hacks, that can be one, but it's also going to take you longer to lower your blood sugar later on down the line. So this is kind of a quick way if your body allows you to do it. So gentle priming is only set there for people that have challenges digesting properly, or their tolerance level to certain foods are very low.
Yes. Okay. And then, putting away those meters and trackers is probably the best thing you could do, specifically when priming with Raymond, because a lot of things are going to fluctuate. A lot of things are going to change. And the last thing you need is a cortisol spike in the morning, in the middle of the day, or right before you go to sleep. So this also includes scales. Put away those scales. It's really an amazing thing that you can do for yourself to nourish, recover, heal even quicker, is to put those things away. J. Howard. Sorry. Okay,
No.
it's a bad habit now at this point. Having trouble understanding electrolyte balance. If I'm having headaches at times in the morning or early morning muscle cramps, even with supplementing, any help appreciated with electrolyte imbalance here? So she has headaches, she has muscle cramps. Alyssa, what are your thoughts?
Well, I'm really a huge fan of trying Soleil water rather than, an actual like electrolyte blend. I mean, you can try the electrolyte blend, but if it's not really helping, I would try Soleil water instead. But
Nice.
you can also try just a little bit of protein first thing in the morning, get those amino acids and everything in there. Sometimes just a pinch of salt can make the cramps stop. You can try, what is it? The magnesium spray right on your legs where you're having the cramps can help.
Exactly. Could you share how to make Soleil water?
Yeah, you just pour a whole bunch of salts, good quality salts, like Redmond's or one of those, and in a mason jar type of thing. Fill it up with good water and just let it sit overnight. And then you can just take one little spoonful of that and add it to your bottle of water or cup of water. And that's gonna give you a lot more high quality sodium and minerals and is you're saying you're already supplementing, and so if that's not working, you may just want to kind of back off of that. Like I don't know if you're doing the elements
Mhm.
or whatnot, but sometimes we just see that there's this Goldilocks zone. If you're taking too much, you're going to have cramps. If you're not
Mhm.
taking enough, you're going to have cramps. So it's like find your balance and maybe even go get a little blood test to see where you at. Sometimes you may be just getting way too much.
That's a good point. It's not just you're not getting in enough, it could be too much. And just to give you all perspective, who's new to carnivore, uh, for the longest time, Raymond was a no salt carnivore. For the longest time, I was a no salt carnivore. I no longer am because I eat cheese, similar to Raymond. So cheese inevitably has salt. But when I'm eating meats to this day, anytime I'm eating my meat, I do not salt my meat. I just don't eat salt when I eat meat. And then Dr. Chafee's a no salt carnivore. Todd is now a no salt carnivore. So typically, we see over time when you're longer carnivore, you lose the need for electrolytes and salt. Okay, Tina. What is the difference between high fat, strict carnivore? I've been told I would probably be best to go strict for my health. I've been carnivore for June 27th and have dropped from 225 to 211. So, what is the difference between high fat, strict carnivore and what? Non high
Yeah,
fat?
I think it must be. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe
Do you
just
want to take
average
it, Todd?
ratio.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how would you define it, Todd?
Yeah. I mean, it'd be the fat to protein ratio. I'm guessing that's what you mean, a leaner version of, lean protein versus fatty protein or whatever. I don't know. I definitely I feel better on high fat carnivore. In fact, I even was struggling to get enough in, and it took me making pemmican bars and stuff to really get enough in. But it definitely changed a lot of things for me and made it definitely heals. I was having some stuff from the oxalate dumping in joint pains and things, and that definitely expedited healing that. And it definitely takes. I mean, you don't have any cravings anymore. You don't have any noise anymore when you really get that fat up. It'll really satiate you and shut it down. So, yeah, I find it way better for your health for sure. So, I think that's what they meant.
Yeah.
So,
I think so too. So, like, difference between high fat strict carnivore and just in case a normal carnivore diet is, I would say, just to keep it very simple and easy to understand, a high fat carnivore is a fatty meat steak, like a fatty steak or a fatty cut of meat, plus you add even more fat to supplement and you have it on the side to up the fats even more. I feel like high fat carnivore is probably 2 to 1. Would you say so, Alyssa? Like that's where it starts, or would you say 1.5 to 1?
Yeah, I mean, probably anything over a 1-to-1 ratio is probably considered a high fat carnivore.
Great, great. Okay, so hopefully that helps, Tina. Let's keep going. All right. Is it possible to cure cancer from your lymph nodes? Hope so, as this is day number 10 today. Well, none of us are cancer experts, but we always like to say, go to Thomas Seyfried for all all of the latest cancer research that actually is worth learning. And that's not, oh, go get chemo. Go expect that, X, Y, and Z and do this and that. That totally doesn't really help. And my dad actually went the route of eating a low carb ketogenic diet, although he did get his pancreatic cancer removed very early on. A lot of the times when you have pancreatic cancer, if you know anything about this cancer, it is one of the deadliest cancers, if not the deadliest. Steve Jobs died from it. Like, just it's deadly. And he cut it out early. But even when you cut it out early, it comes back with a vengeance. It's very difficult to stay cancer free. And he's pancreatic cancer free for almost 8 years now, which is a miracle. But I really think it's because, thank you, Raymond, it's because of what he's eating. Low carb, ketogenic diet. So look into that. The lymph nodes thing, team, did you guys want to comment on that? Lymph nodes.
Not sure.
Well, we're going to cheer you on. We
Either way,
see
you're on
it.
the right
Yeah,
track.
you're on the right track. We see it as this is typically like 90% of things we see, and we've seen plenty of cancer patients. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in remission. So we see it, and we notice that there is a trend. It's almost like we're all malnourished, so we don't have the strength to fight something like cancer. When you get nourished, even the lymph nodes, they have the strength finally to handle it. And imagine this, that your body doesn't have the strength to kill the cancer. We all have cancer cells in our bodies running all the time, and then our bodies are able to kill it off, right? That's why we don't get cancer. When our bodies are too weak to kill the cancer off, then that's where the problem is. And then not only that, we tend to feed it with the very things
With
like
flavor, with the
sugars.
worst things.
Exactly.
Right. The sugar,
You're on the right track.
what feeds it. So if you're cutting off the sugar, you're cutting off the source. So
And
it's the
I would
best-
also, and I would
best
also
thing you could be
recommend
doing.
fasting for her. If she's in cancer, she needs to be fasting. Dr. Freed talks about that a lot. Many doctors that are in the carnivore world, when you have cancer or something like that, you need to fast. The cancer does not like a fasted state, so to speak. So
Nourish first,
yeah,
then get into fasting.
Yep.
Your body will allow you to do that once it's strong enough. And this is what's different about our protocol here. We are very persistent about getting properly nourished before we go into a fast.
Yeah.
Always.
Dr. Boz would
Absolutely.
be another good one to Dr. Annette Bosworth. That goes by Dr. Boz because that's how she got into keto and carnivore, because her mother was diagnosed with cancer and she was determined to find a way to help her mother beat that. And they did. So, but it was
Amazing.
high ketogenic, ketones, and fasting to make sure those blood sugars were as low as possible and the ketones were as high as possible. So that would be another good source to go and watch some of her YouTubes on that journey. And she also has a book about a book for the whole story of how, they worked on this and the results they had.
Amazing. Well, we are rooting for you, and do keep us posted with your journey, please. All the best. Bobby, I never slept well and I still can't, even eating carnivore. Any suggestions? And the butter before bed doesn't help. Okay. Any extras?
Well, I mean, magnesium, that would be great. Actually, think more like Epsom salt bath, for example, or maybe a sensory deprivation where they have that, a bath thing, and see if that can actually help you go to sleep. But it all depends how long you've been carnivore. It doesn't work magically where the next day you eat, great carnivore even for 2 weeks and then it starts happening. For me, I used to have terrible sleep. I had sleep apnea, which prevented me sleeping. I had insomnia on top of that. So that took a while before that started settling. Of course, now I hit the pillow. I'm like, and that's unheard of. But now I hit the pillow. Of course, I'm 7 years in. But I'm just saying, it takes time. Do have patience, please. It's worth it, and it's going to pay off eventually.
Circadian rhythm, too. Getting out in the morning, some sunlight in the first 2 hours of sunrise, being out,
Grounding.
grounding. Yes, grounding for sure.
Grounding.
And then evenings, if you can take a little stroll towards sunset, that's supposed to really help as well. And not having all these extra lights on at night really helps too. So, and if you do have to be in front of a blue screen, that's another thing. Get off your phones early. If you're watching TV where, yeah, Raymond's got them, I've got them too, but you notice where they're not on my face right now. But yeah, if you're on a computer, put your blue blockers on, your red or your amber. The red is definitely, yeah, Bella usually has them on a lot too.
I love mine. Yeah.
But it's probably daytime
Great
over
tip.
there right now, isn't it? So
It's top of the morning. Yes.
yeah, but all these
Well.
things help. They all help. And
Yep.
especially getting off your phone, your iPad, your computer, a couple hours before. It's almost like follow the natural rhythm of the season. If it's 9 o'clock is when the sun is setting by you, you shouldn't be on your TV or your devices after 9 o'clock. You should be following that natural rhythm. And it does make a big difference. I do sleep better now than I ever have, but I still have work to do.
I love it. Fantastic tips. Thank you.
All right.
Alex, welcome. 5 days carnivore, a baby carnivore. How exciting. Trying to cure COVID-induced parosmia. So where there's no taste. Yes. Okay. Any suggestions? The reduced swelling of carnivore should help. Oh, so when you have the parosmia, do you have swelling?
I don't
The
know.
reduced swelling of carnivore.
Well, I think just inflammation going down, meaning inflammation.
Yeah. I had my best friend had that from COVID. So, and he did go carnivore for a little while. His taste bud did start coming back. It was so bad for him that the only thing he could actually taste, he said, was pure sugar. And I was like, dude, don't go that route. Yeah. But he did try carnivore and it started slowly coming back. I know, what a curse. And he was like, he wanted these high sugar things because he actually could taste, but everything else he couldn't taste.
I see. Any thoughts, Raymond, on what he could do to bring it back?
Stay carnivore. Just give it time. Unfortunately, this is stuff that takes time. I would say also take advantage of the priming. Please don't go to any sugars. He tried that and he just felt miserable. So obviously that wasn't a good idea. So don't learn that hard way. Yeah, as expected.
Give it time. It does come back with time. So you can stay hopeful, Alex. It's not something that you lose forever. Keep us posted. I've been doing carnivore for a year. My LDL stayed the same at 89. TRG plummeted to 41. HDL, blah, blah, blah. So all the numbers are up there. And we're not going to do this because we don't have a doctor on the panel today. Dr. Phil comes to these lives. We will have to save that for next time he shows. Or you can join the gang, linked down below, and get access to him and many doctors all throughout the week. Lana, how to avoid trimethylamine N oxide. Lots of meat causes this. Does anyone on the team know what this is? I have never heard of this. Sounds like bogus.
Is this like a disease? I've never heard of it.
Is this like the latest fear that influencers are talking about or something? What is this?
I don't know. Where do they come up with these things? Sorry, I don't know.
Not sure.
Yeah, Lana, give us some backstory. We're longtime carnivores and we do not know about this. Katarina, I'm carnivore day 5. But cannot stop the sugar in the coffee. Well, I have some great tips for you because I visited Dr. Elizabeth Bright in Italy for like a full 7 days. And what she does herself that she really loves is putting a raw egg yolk in her coffee and then adding 2 tablespoons of butter. I know it's not the same thing as straight sugar, but it makes the coffee taste that much better. If you must have sugar, put in some heavy whipping cream. If you must have more sweetness than that, allulose is really popular in the carnivore space right now, and you can lean on that as your crutch. But try your best to cut out the sugar, okay? And keep us posted. But those are some really good options there.
Wait, here's a really good tip. As a dessert, use the coffee as a dessert. You'll have a lot less sugar craving than first thing.
That's something Coach Raymond really swears by. Anybody who has tried it, honestly, their life has been changed including mine. I don't have my coffee until I eat something, anything. And for all of you guys have no appetite in the morning, even just 2 tablespoons of butter before having your breakfast, it'll do. It's still better than on an empty stomach. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. Juan, welcome. I've been carnivore for 2.5 years strict. White blood cells is low. This is for Dr. Phil. Sorry, let's keep going. Leia, is lemon or lime a big sin on a carnivore diet? Absolutely not. Like, let's not be the carnivore police here. We have already so many options when it comes to flavors and things that spruce up your drinks and meats. If you want to enjoy it, enjoy it. And it also helps with oxalate dumping. So you could kill 2 birds with 1 stone there. Yeah.
All right. This is
Great.
probably going to be a Dr. Phil one too.
Okay. It's scribbled. And what should I include on the blood panel? Oh, okay. These types of things, Phil really is the expert. We're sorry that he's not here today. We definitely miss him when he's not here. But the good thing is we do get him like every other week on the live streams and all throughout the week in the gang. So we'll keep going.
I want to say, don't be afraid to ask your
That's
doctors
what I
these
was just gonna
questions,
say.
you know? So yeah, it's
Yeah. You know, if you tell them you're eating a specific way and these are things that you want the information on, they are wrong to say, no, you can't have it. So be insistent. I am when I want to know something, and my doctor is always willing to order it. So you just have to tell them, these are things I'm tracking. These are things that concern me in my health journey. I want this test done, and they'll order it.
Yeah. True.
Agreed.
When will I know that I can go to 2 meals a day? Currently on 4 meals a day due to under eating. Raymond?
Well, I want to say great job on actually getting that increase in. Really and honestly, just do it slow, week by week. Can you do, for example, let's say you're on 4 meals a day every week, you're enjoying it, don't stop. If you start saying, oh, okay, this is too much, try 1 day of 3 meals and the rest of it 4 meals. And then the next week you could try 2 days of the 3 meals, and then you go work your way up to 2 meals. Don't just go straight to 2 meals. That's just suicide. Your body's going to freak out. So you slowly evolve it as your body wants to go into it.
There you go. Is it true if you have digestive issues like low acid and not able to absorb nutrients, you should not start carnivore until you fix the gut first?
How are you going to fix the gut without carnivore, though?
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's what I was just gonna say.
What a contradiction.
Carnivore is the fix the gut diet.
Exactly.
Yes. So
Exactly.
I wanna tackle this one because it's a little passion
Sure.
of mine that I've noticed, right? So a lot of people
Yeah.
with low stomach acid are not able to absorb nutrients. I'm glad you noticed that. So what does that mean? That means on a carnivore diet, you can't overload your system. There's only a certain amount your body will eat. So you need to eat more often throughout the day. And that's key right there. We call it gentle priming. And what that does is it gives your body a chance to figure out how to create more acid. And it does. There's actually certain amino acids, once your body breaks down, that can create more acid without needing the betaine hydrochloride or anything like that. So you can do it just by eating meat. Just be gentle with your body and eating every couple hours.
Beautiful. I think that's a beautiful answer and question to wrap up. I just looked at the time and we are already over an hour. Like, this is crazy how 60 minutes can fly by so fast. It's because you guys ask great questions. And this team of amazing carnivores always has wonderful answers. So again, if you're new to these live streams, this is your first time hopping on one of mine, we do these every week. So do come back every week. And we love it when you guys come back and give us updates on the questions you asked weeks ago, telling us how it's going and how you're progressing. So thank you so much for a beautiful live stream team and my family, you guys watching right now. Comment down below what type of requests you guys want when it comes to themes. We actually love opening with a very special theme every week. Todd, any final announcements and closers?
Just the Montana meetup that's coming up. That's going to be awesome. Oh, and we're also going to see you guys in Hack Your Health here very soon in
Yes.
November.
Yep.
So we're going to
November.
be doing that.
That's right.
So come check us out and Hack Your Health in November. And then while
Link
the
down
discounts,
below.
yeah, absolutely. And then while the discounts going, get your tickets for Montana because we'd love to meet you guys in person and kind of put a face to the carnivore family in Montana. Celebrate the 4th of July.
Exactly.
It's going to be a blast. So, yeah. Otherwise,
Yay!
we'll see you
Thank you,
guys in
Todd.
SBG.
Have a great night.
Exactly. Everything
Bye.
linked down below.
Awesome,
Have a good
everyone.
weekend. Love you guys.
Thanks for joining us this Friday. Hope to see you next Friday.
See you next Friday.
Uh-oh.